What is going on, guys? It is Josh with AVS Fitness here today, bringing you a video. I know it's been a while, but this is a video I've been wanting to do. Finally did the move back out to California. I can officially announce I am a college graduate, so that is definitely a very long earned accomplishment. Really glad to have finished that up. Try to get back into the videos. So today I want to do something I've seen a lot of debate about on social media, YouTube videos, in general. So I just kind of want to clear the air and kind of give you our view here at AVS, and that is types of protein. Does it matter? What kind of protein can you intake? Does it impact performance, training, recovery, etc.? So let's get right to it. Obviously, right now, the big debate is animal protein versus plant protein. In my opinion, in general, okay, as long as if you're a vegan or vegetarian, as long as you are using complementary proteins and getting complete proteins and in the right quantity, that's fine. There's no issue. It's really not going to impact a whole lot. Like I said, the biggest thing for vegans and vegetarians, or those who just choose to really not eat that much meat, is going to be to make sure you're pairing your proteins together. So proteins that you see in plants, or plant-based proteins, are what we call incomplete. So they don't have all the essential amino acids you need. But as long as you pair them together, so the classic example is a peanut butter sandwich. So the protein from whole wheat and then peanut butter, or basically if you combine nuts and legumes, beans, stuff like that, just make sure you're getting a complete protein. So for example, today I just wanted to show you, if I'm trying to get a little more protein but I'm not really looking to eat a bunch of chicken, I will throw black beans in anything, pretty much. Now, you can buy black beans uncooked and cook them yourself. That is definitely the healthiest option. Cans of black beans are very cheap. I think I paid like 60 or 70 cents for this can. The only thing about the canned black beans is they do tend to have a lot of sodium. So if you already have a lot of sodium, in your diet, or you're trying to cut down, maybe look for a low sodium black bean soup or can of black beans, or boil them and make them yourselves. Then you can add however much you want. Going along with that, if you're a big rice person, depending on where you live, they have these. I got this at Kroger. I'm sure you can get this at most places. So this is just a 90-second bag of rice, but it happens to have black beans in it. So you take your ordinary rice that might have a few grams of protein. This bag has 11, so you can mix in more beans if you want, or I like to use this even if I'm eating with meat, because then I get a few extra grams. So beans are your friend. Quinoa is your friend. I don't have any on hand. Quinoa is kind of like it's like rice a little bit, or it's considered a grain. Some people do quinoa with their chicken. Some people just do quinoa for protein. That is awesome. Another thing that I have used are these things called Harvest Snaps. No, I'm not getting paid to promote these. I just think they're really good. They come in a lot of different flavors. This one is wasabi ranch, but they have a Caesar, tomato basil, and original. And they're actually green peas or green bean crisps, I guess. So I'm not really sure what the process is that they make these. These whole bags are usually between $1 and $1.50. A whole bag is about, doing some quick math here, about 400 calories. And there's 15 grams of protein in this bag. So I love snacking on these. It's really delicious. Like I said, these aren't just vegan, vegetarian options. Even if you're looking for something new, or a healthy alternative to maybe chips or something, these Harvest Snaps are delicious. So moving on, if you do eat meat, there's a couple routes you can go there. Obviously, buying your own meat and cooking it is the best case scenario, because you can control the seasoning, you can control the salt, etc. So one thing that I have been turned on to lately by Stan Efferding, if you haven't heard of him, he's the founder of the Vertical Diet. He's worked with some strongmen like Brian Shaw, some powerlifters like Matt Wenning, whom I did my internship under when I was in college. And he's a big proponent of ground bison. I went ahead and tried this because my local grocery store has it. It's a little on the pricier side, so if you're really used to your cheap ground beef, it's going to be a little more than you'd expect. So this was, I think, $6.99 for 12 ounces. So that is pricey, but it's pretty lean. So for example, 12 ounces is about 600 calories, and it's about 75-ish grams of protein, and about 30 grams of fat. So if you compare that to, like I said, ground beef or something, ground turkey is also a good option. I love myself some ground beef, but it can be really fatty and have a lot of salt in it, so I prefer this. If you absolutely want to go like a ground beef route, I don't have the packaging, but I just made this. I've been eating this all week. This is actually ground sirloin. Ground sirloin tends to be a little leaner, a little bit better quality than just straight ground beef. And if you are going to go ground beef, the best bet is to do as lean as possible. Now, I know that takes the flavor out, but like I just mentioned with Stan Efferding, he makes his Monster Mash, which is essentially ground bison or ground beef. He uses bison because he likes it. Rice, and then he actually uses chicken stock, which I have as well. It's not chicken broth, it's chicken stock. There is some protein in chicken stock, and it makes it really moist. So if you have a leaner meat like bison or a really lean sirloin or ground beef that's really lean and it really gets dry, so like this ground sirloin, the longer it sits in the fridge and the more days it sits and I have to reheat it, the drier it gets. But throwing in some of that chicken stock adds some flavor and a few more grams of protein. So that's a great meal to do. Another option is the canned meat route. So again, when talking about sodium, not the best option. A lot of people, like tuna is sort of a bodybuilder staple or a bodybuilder meme, I guess, in the community. But tuna and canned chicken breasts, pretty cheap options, but again, high sodium. So like this can, 110 calories, 22 grams of protein, that's great. This can was like $1, maybe less. But 650 milligrams of sodium. So I'm not saying salt is all bad. In fact, there's a lot of people that are preaching right now that we don't eat enough salt or we really focus too hard on being anti-salt. But if you're already using a lot in seasoning, this might be a little too much to add in. So this is just sort of a mixture of what I've been experimenting with and try to do. I usually try to toe the line between convenience, price, and quality. So I don't have the money to buy 5 pounds of ground bison a week, but usually I'll buy 1 to 2 and make that Stan Efferding Monster Mash. Sometimes I'll go with the ground sirloin because it's a little bit cheaper, and I'll usually have a few cans of chicken breast or tuna on hand for like a quick meal if I'm really, if I haven't prepped any bison or I'm really sort of in a rush to go. And then like I said, these other options, beans, rice, harvest snaps, those are great regardless of what diet you're on. So again, just to recap, performance-wise, it is all just about the numbers. If you're a vegan vegetarian and you're getting the quantity of complementary proteins that you need to recover, okay, and you're also getting some vitamins and minerals you're not getting from meat, like in particular iron, that's going to be a lot of leafy greens for you, so spinach, stuff like that, then you're in the clear, okay? Don't let anybody tell you you can't go vegan or vegetarian. I would love to slowly phase out the amount of meat. I don't think I could ever be a full vegetarian or vegan, but I would love to incorporate more plant-based stuff in my diet just because a lot of good vitamins and minerals, a lot of stuff that most people are missing. So type of protein, it doesn't matter. Just focus on the quantity and those complementary proteins. Like I said, if you're eating beans, throw in a snack of nuts at some point. Throw in your rice, your whole wheat bread, things like that. Don't forget the fruits and veggies. But like I said, if you have any questions about that Monster Mash, Stan Efferding is pretty popular right now. He's definitely gaining a following from working with, like I said, Brian Shaw, those strongmen. So really look into that. And just for some quick meals, like I said, everything I do is really to be as convenient but healthy as possible. So this is just a quick video on some of the types of protein I eat. Like I said, the ground sirloin, the ground bison, the canned meat, the beans, the rice, the harvest snaps. You guys have a lot of options. So if you have any questions about maybe working these into your diet or maybe making some substitutions, comment on the video, like the video. If you have any questions on Stan Efferding and the Monster Mash, comment about it. He's got tons of stuff online, but I'd be happy to make more videos about it. And let me know if there's anything you guys want to see in the future, because I got some time now. Back out in California until May, until another move. But I will try to be as consistent as possible. So you guys have a great day. I'll catch you later.